course, Rena Obozeghie will be bringing us highlights of that and telling us really whether there is a devil in the detail, according to Dakolo this morning.
Oh, yes.
Good morning, Rena.
Good morning to you.
How are
Good
you?
morning.
Very well, thank you.
What's going on?
Yeah, cybersecurity levy is still in the news, and it looks like it's going to do some months on this topic. Some persons are calling for the suspension of the implementation, as our guest rightly said. Some said, oh, it's the best thing that can happen right now if we must ensure that our cyberspaces are secured. We need a fee.
All right, let's leave it to
The
take
conversation is an unending one, so let's leave it to take on.
All right then, see you. Everyone, good morning to you. This is Kakaaki Social. I'm Rena Obozeghie. Welcome to Thursday. It's almost happy hour o'clock, but not just yet. Now, to begin today, we'll begin with Peter Obi, who is a former governor of Anambra State, and is in reaction to the imposition of the 0.5% on electronic transactions, a cybersecurity levy. He's asking when the office of the National Security Advisor became a revenue collector. This is also as he worries that taxes are now too many and aimed at milking an already dying economy. Well, in a post on X, Obi wrote in 4 slides that the imposition of a cybersecurity levy on bank transactions is particularly sad, given that the tax is on the trading capital of businesses and not on their profit. Hence, we further erode whatever is left of their remaining capital. After the impact of the Naira devaluation and high inflation rate, he says it is inconceivable to expect the suffering citizens of Nigeria to separately fund all activities of the government. Policies such as this not only impoverish the citizens, but make the country's economic environment less competitive. So we'll see the next slide where he is asking that question. It says, at a time when the government should be reducing taxes to curb inflation, the government is instead introducing new taxes. And when did the office of the National Security Advisor become a revenue collecting center? And final slide to this is saying, and why should that purely National Security Office receive returns on a specific tax as stated in the new cybersecurity law? And it was personally signed by him on the space of X yesterday. So let's have some thought at this point. What did people say in reaction to this? So Jasper says, the Lagos taxation overburdened has been transferred and transformed to federal level. Everybody is feeling the heat, no escape. That Emilokon is changed to Unalokon. Well, Yoruba and English right there. Aro Chukwu says taxes take from citizens and give something in return. Norway, which is one of the highest tax countries in the world, gives its citizens free education from nursery to PhD, free healthcare, free maternity and paternity leave, etc. What do Nigerians get in return for our taxes? Questions right there. Let's see more reactions from Ayodeji Kayode, who says it doesn't matter because what is of interest to this government is increasing revenue at all costs. Unfortunately, it would be looted with little or nothing to show for it. And then final thoughts on this one from Shimson. It says monetary policy primarily involves changing interest rates to control inflation. Governments through fiscal policy, however, can assist in fighting inflation. Governments can reduce spending and increase taxes as a way to help reduce inflation. That's making a case for the imposition of that figure and levy right there. So let's see more stories and what's coming from South this morning. And this is because as impeachment calls of the Rivers State Governor Sim Fubara gathers momentum, his party, the People's Democratic Party, is asking the All Progressives Congress, APC, to abolish any thought in line with that. APC chairman in Rivers State, just in case you missed it, Tony Okocha, had asked members of the State House of Assembly to commence impeachment process against Sim Fubara, except the lawmakers want party discipline invoked against them. So that's what the PDP is reacting to just yesterday. Now, in what looks like building a wall of defense, to some respondents, an ally of the governor, Victor Oko-Jumbo, has been elected the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, and this is what made the news for netizens yesterday. How did they react? That's him right there, and this is Sim Fubara, as you may already know. So let's bring you in with your thought at this point. So Muhammad says, new Speaker Honorable Victor Okojumbo, loyal to Governor Sim Fubara, holds press briefing after taking the oath of office. Two members of the River State House of Assembly elected Honorable Victor Jumbo as the Speaker. Well, he says people in the PDP did that election. Newborn Yesom Wike says, in less than 1 year in office, Governor Sim Fubara don't work with 3 speakers. Honorable Boma Goodboy would be his next speaker to make it 4 speakers in 1 year. What a clueless administration. And then Hero says, the governor has dug his political pit. So sorry for him. Let's have our final thoughts on this development. Who is speaking for the governor? He says, if you have to eat a toad, look for a fat and juicy one. Governor Sim Fubara has realized that there is no sitting on the fence on this one, and sometimes you have to take the bull by the horn. It's going to be a long couple of months in River State, drums rolling. Okay, maybe it's a state to have our eyes, even though we thought that we were seeing the end of the fight in that state already. But then the Lagos state government has given a hint that soon and very soon, owners of houses built for demolition will be paying for the demolition exercise themselves. Yes, like you would pay for your house to be brought down for having it on the right of way. So the Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, gave this indication yesterday on the space of social media, which was Wednesday, when buying a suggestion. So a netizen had responded to some of the posts he was making, updating the social media space on the development in that state, who was tweeting at Perfect Being. He says the Lagos state government should start making people pay for the demolitions. Millions of taxpayers' money is spent to fuel and service the bulldozers that are carrying out the demolitions, and says enough is enough. Then, quoting this post is Tokunbo Wahab, who is the Minister of Environment and Water Resources in Lagos State. He says, we will definitely get to that at some point. And then this shaped conversation on the space of social media yesterday, like, Uncle, what's going on? Let's see how you reacted to this one. So Festus says, I have said this before. We cannot use taxpayers' money to remove illegal properties, as the illegal owners should pay for it and also serve jail term. Uncle. Okay, let's see more thought. Simply Larry says, imagine the kind of people ruling us. Zero empathy. You want to destroy somebody's sweat and hard work for years, and they are traumatized by such event, but they should pay for the bulldozing. APC. Okay, let's see more reactions in the next lesson. So Abisola says, I know it feels like you are doing something, but until there is adequate housing for the populace in Lagos, people will keep on building shanties. Focus on making high-rise buildings, obviously with lift, a reality for everyone. And more reactions. So these ones, there were many on the space of social media yesterday, but then that's how we leave it. Our WhatsApp number is 0811-5436-670, and my handle is Rena Obio. We might continue conversation right there, any of the social media platforms.
Interesting conversation, and it starts with the levy. Let's even start with the reactions to that. And I do not understand, but I just know that this conversation may be ongoing until maybe a proper review by the CBN, because it seems to be misunderstood by a lot of people. Yeah, particularly the part we have 0.5%, and then we have 0.005. So people want to get the clarification right there. Which are we exactly working with? Is it the conversion of the 0.5% that gives us the 0.005, and how soon? And then the exemptions too. I'm not sure that people are very conversant with that yet. The 16 of them. So we need to know that it is not all transactions that will be affected, making that cybersecurity levy.
I have 2 key things to talk about concerning that.
Okay.
First is the fact that, like Peter Obi said in his tweet, I don't know when the Office of the National Security Advisor became a revenue collecting
agency.
Center.
Yeah.
agency. That's one. The second one is how many hidden taxes has the Nigerian government placed on the people without Nigerians actually realizing it? Because this is the one that is gaining traction now because people are aware.
Yeah.
There are likely to be a lot of other taxes that have been hidden in different, under the purview of different agencies. Whether they are ministries or departments or agencies, you have all of this going on. If Nigerians will only check, you will see that there are lots and lots of taxes that you pay that
I mean,
you
I
are
just
not
checked
even
my
aware
phone.
of.
I am seeing some telco fee on the phone, withdrawal, subscription fee,
Adora, those
ATM fee, blah blah
Those
blah.
are
And
the
those
ones
are
that are easy for you to see.
it's incredible because sometimes you don't even notice them till you have time to check. But they're just going out in naira and kobo. And by the time you summarize them, you find out that it's a lot of money.
You transfer money from your account to another account in the same bank. There's a fee for that. You transfer money from your account to your account. There's a fee for that. The banks get a lot of money from all of that. But that's not even the biggest problem for me. I'm saying that Nigerians need to, and I repeat it again for emphasis, Nigerians need to check carefully how many more taxes are you paying without even realizing that
So
you're paying.
tax. Yeah.
Because these things are hidden in all the things you clear a car, you do this, you do almost every single transaction that you do. There are taxes that are hidden that you do not know.
So maybe that's where the media comes in to help educate the people. Besides entertainment, we are also to educate the people. And
This is
tell
what we're doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then the demolition story about, whether people should use taxpayers' money to demolish. I'm wondering, houses built on water like Makoko and Ilaje. I don't know what they would extend.
You're talking about the Lagos,
Yes,
the
absolutely.
Mende village
Yes.
demolitions. Actually,
Yes.
I think this is one situation where governments at all levels need to come out clearly.
Policies,
Talk more to the people. Talk more to the people.
Engage.
I'll give you an instance. How many Nigerian presidents brief Nigerians on the goings-on in their office every week or every month, once a month?
They'll tell you that they have aides to
The
do
last
that.
president that had a monthly media chat, I think, was President Jonathan, and it was not as regular as it was under the Obasanjo administration.
It was quarterly.
So information is what the people
thrive on.
operate with.
Absolutely.
You need to give information to the people. It's not for nothing that the office of the president,
half
the White
truths.
House,
Not
the
half
White
truths.
House in the U.S. briefs every week. The White House, there are media briefings every week.
I mean, I can imagine that my house is built for demolition because I built, obstructing structures and all of that.
and the waterway.
That's another problem.
And then I have to pay the money. So are you going to wait for me until I pay? Because
If you
it
never
will be
have the
that,
money, you
yes,
can never
I will never
demolish.
have the money to pay. And even if I have the money, of course, I will not be sponsoring my hut. So let's see how they hope to implement that and how soon.
I probably also would say that, in terms of reviewing communication lines, it should be communication with the people, not at the people. Because usually that's what we find, especially in African countries. So the government is telling you they are not talking with you. So at the end of the day, it seems as if, impositions on, conversations are made on the people, policies are not reviewed. And so what you also get is a revolution at the end of the day.
Anyway, Rena, we have to thank you.
Thank you, too.
Once again for all you do.
Have a lovely day.
Have a
You
great
too.
day.
Yeah.
Your black is black and though.
Thank you.
All
All right.